Hello, hello. Welcome to Talk About It Tuesday. I'm Karma with Lewis Acre Farm, and this is my gorgeous co-host.
I don't know how gorgeous I am, but I'm Glenda from Grace and Fire. I have been working outside today, so I've got the hot mess express look going.
Well, you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, you are too. And like I said backstage, did we get the memo?
I think we must have,
We're
you
both
know,
wearing green and sleeveless today. It's hot outside, so no
it
sleeves
is.
today.
I think we were 91 at 11 o'clock this morning.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay. We're probably about 95 right now. But our humidity is increasing because we are supposed to be getting some thunderstorms. So before
Oh,
we get thunderstorms, we
I would
always,
welcome a thunderstorm.
oh,
Oh, that would be so gorgeous.
we're
I would
getting them.
love that.
We're going to get them this weekend or this week. And then I heard Sunday it's supposed to be pretty bad too.
Oh my. It's 104 right now. Yeah.
No,
Isn't that
thank you.
lovely?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Surprisingly, it doesn't feel 104 in the house. I say in the house because
And now,
we have to haul water to our swamp cooler, and I've only been able to haul water twice today. And I had to just turn the pump off before the live because I can't keep water going.
mm,
I was just checking to see what our humidity is. Oh, our humidity is 21%.
okay, now I'm gonna find out what mine is because I have no idea.
And
I just,
our dew point is 56.
oh wow, okay. Um, let's see. I don't know what we are humidity wise.
Precipitation?
Yeah,
Goose.
I'm not in the right area. Hang on a second. Um, because one will tell you and one won't. Um,
We are supposed to cool down to 98 tomorrow and 91 on Thursday.
oh, our humidity is 53%. So we're at 53.
I'll take
And
21. I
and
like 21.
I was wrong. It's 90 degrees. We're about 53% outside. Yeah, it's miserable out there. Sir Grace has been out there. He wanted to mow the lawn today. He said, I'm not going to the gym with you. You can go on your own. And he push mows. I have an electric lawnmower and totally feel fine with him doing that. And right before I came up to turn on the computer, he had just come in out of that heat. And I'm like, dude, electrolytes and lots of water and heat up, take a cold shower. So that's what he did. So he's now resting, but yeah, it's miserable out there. But it'll cool down with the thunderstorms coming through. So we'll get
Oh, I wish we would get our thunderstorms back. We used to get thunderstorms every afternoon,
oh,
probably 25 years ago. Yeah, 25, 30 years ago, we would get a thunderstorm sometime between 2 and 4 every afternoon. Get a really good rain, nice, steady rain for about 30 minutes. And it would come and it would cool everything off, and it would stay right about 80, 85 the rest of the afternoon and just be beautiful. We'd start the day off like in the hundreds, and then that thunderstorm would come, cool everything off, and it'd be so gorgeous.
oh my goodness.
We haven't had that for so long.
I remember just how beautiful the thunderstorms, just sitting outside. We'd sit under the porch. I was that crazy lady that would sit under the porch and watch a thunderstorm.
Oh, I'd go out in it. I'd stand in it. I would welcome it.
When we were
So
in
beautiful.
Arizona, we had the monsoon. And
Mm-hmm.
so every day while Sir Grace was on his overseas trip, I'd take my kiddos and we'd go swimming in the morning in Arizona. And then by noon, that's about all that they could handle. Go get an icy, and then the kids would all come home and chill out. And then we had the rain come down, and I also would open up my windows because we had a front porch, so that smell, that desert smell, filled the house. I love the smell of the desert after the rain.
Mm-hmm.
It is beautiful, and I want to bottle it, but there's nothing out there, and it's I want to say it's either a tree or a bush, and I can't. It's been a long time, and I apologize that I can't remember. But they said in Arizona, they said what you're smelling is the oils off of it hitting
The
either a
sage,
tree or
probably.
which one?
Sage?
No, it's not sage. It's something else. I'll have to Google it and get back because I don't remember now. But that's what they told me. They said it's the smell coming off of that. And I'm like, oh, I miss it. We went to Las Vegas a few years ago, and I just stood outside crying because I miss that smell after the rain. I'm like, oh, if I could just
We we used to be able to smell the sage when
oh,
the rains would come, and
yeah.
now they've developed so much around here, and it's grown so much. They've torn all that out. You have to be really way out in the country to be able to smell the desert sage.
Oh,
I miss it.
oh, I do.
I
Oh,
miss that.
well, let's see who's in the house. I noticed that Rebecca Touch by Yarn was first in your channel, and Restream did not pick it up. I was just looking at it. So I want to say Rebecca was first under your channel. And then next in was Joe Fix It For You under mine. He actually was the first in under mine. So, hey, Joey, I'm so glad you're here. And
Welcome,
then the next we have the beautiful Wendy from Hardneck Farms. Hey,
Wendy.
girlie. And then Wendy said, it's 92. Not sure what our humidity is, but it's hard to breathe. Yeah, where you're at, that would be hard to breathe for sure. And then next in is my beautiful Aunt Ernest.
Hi, Lynn.
Oh my gosh, that was such a good show last week with the two of them. And then she's saying hi. And then what did Wendy say? It was thundering here, but the sun is out now. I put everything up. I might go back out and work. Oh, girl, I think I would be like putting my feet up and relaxing after all that. Oh, goodness. It's
Oh, Logan's on his way home.
wonderful. Well, safe travels, Logan. Hands on the wheel. Please don't be tapping in the chat. I'm glad you're here, and I thank you for letting us know you're on your way home. 53% humidity. Is that for you too, girl?
That's early. Wait a minute. Logan shouldn't be coming home yet.
Uh-oh.
That's a whole hour early.
Oh my goodness. Uh-oh.
It could be because of the temperature.
Yeah, it might be because if it's a gazillion degrees outside, for sure, for sure. I have so much to do. We're restoring the garden. Oh, I got to go out and pull weeds out of our garden. I dropped a video for the survival seeds, and I thought, oh, they're going to get to see all the weeds. I should do like a weed tour, instead of like a garden tour.
Yeah, there you
Look
go.
at all the different kinds of weeds that are growing in the garden, and and what can grow on woven ground fabric, because the weeds still grow on woven ground fabric.
Yes, it does.
Oh, maybe that'll be my next video, a weed tour. Identify the type of weed.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I need to do an update for the survival seeds, but it isn't going to be a good one, unfortunately.
Uh-oh.
We still don't have irrigation water. And so all 24 corn that I planted, they're dead. My 6 cabbages, they're dead. Looks like my onions are dying. I am still getting a little bit of stuff off of a couple of my tomato plants.
Oh, good.
I think my peppers are pretty well dead. I think they're dying. I just, with having to haul water to the AC, I just don't have it in me to haul
No,
water all to the garden.
I can't
And I
blame
didn't get anything for the survival seeds plants. I wasn't able to get any seeds started and get anything planted for that.
you. Oh my
And
goodness.
so here we are a week into July, and I have nothing to show for survival seeds.
Well, my beans are struggling this year. The beans that they sent out,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. They to me look like they might need some iron, some chelated iron in it because they look a little bit iron deficient. So I'm gonna have to get some out there. I have it in the house, so I need to go out and put it out. But the pumpkins are slow going. They're still there. So I'm going, okay, that works. And then I replanted the Mariana seeds from the 24 collab. Because they're a hybrid, they're not going to be true to the plant that I grew
Mm-hmm.
last year. And I just wanted to see what would happen, you know?
Right.
And boy, they don't look anything like what they did last year. So this will be an interesting experiment.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that, but then I have other things that we're growing. We're harvesting cantaloupe right now out of the garden and cucumbers like galore. I asked my mother to get cucumbers while Sir Grace and I were out of town, and I don't think she did. And my cucumbers are like this
Oh my
big. So
goodness.
now they're like in that borderline going to be bitter. So I have some happy chickens right now. I mean, nothing goes to waste.
Do you know the trick to take the bitterness out of your cucumbers?
No.
There is a way, and I wish, well, I'll use my water bottle for an
That's
example.
okay. Yeah.
So, what you do is like you cut the end, just a little sliver off the end of your cucumber,
Mhm.
and then you hold that end on the end, like right where you cut it, and
Okay.
then you press and you hold it and you rub like this on the end, and it will create a foam. Like
Okay.
it draws the bitterness out of your cucumber, and you can do it on both ends. You do the
Oh,
same thing. You cut it off here, cut just a little end off, not very much, just a little bit, and then
right.
you just rub that end that you've cut, and it'll draw bitterness out of your cucumbers.
I'm gonna have to try that because I have several cucumbers. Aunt Lynn, I know you're here. Everybody's getting cucumbers. We're having a queen for a day this weekend, and I've already told the family, please come get the cucumbers. So, yeah, I
Now,
think I'm
if
gonna
they're
try
too far gone, it may not draw all the bitterness out, but it will draw bitterness out of your
it.
cucumber.
I'm gonna try it. In worst case scenario, the chickens will have another one to eat. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
gonna hurt nothing to try.
no.
Yeah.
And your bigger cucumbers, the real big ones, are also really good to peel and then slice and
Mhm.
put in with onions in a vinegar and
Yes.
salt and pepper.
Yep. I picked yellow cherry tomatoes, like a whole bunch of them today. And good Aunt Lynn, because I got too many. But so I'm gonna make a salad. I have some cherry vinaigrette.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we're gonna mix that up. And what I like to do is I take my onions. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. I take my onions and I'll slice them real thin, and I'll put a little bit of salt and pepper down, and then I put the cherry vinaigrette on top of it, and just let the onions soak into that. And it takes that tang down just a notch. Kind of
Uh-huh.
changes it just a little bit, and then I add in the cucumbers, sliced cucumbers, and the cherry tomatoes. Mix it up, and then I will put it on toast that has mozzarella cheese that's been
Ooh.
melted, and or melted mozzarella on top of it, and oh, so good,
Oh, that does sound
so
really good.
good. Yeah, yeah.
My mom used to take those extra large cucumbers and she would peel them and slice them and then put onions in just a big old bowl
Yep.
or a jar. And then she would put vinegar and water and salt and pepper. And then she would just keep adding to it as we ate on it. And we would just get into it and eat it, just pick
It's
out of there
so
and
good
eat.
like on sandwiches, and it's good in salads.
Oh,
I've
we
got
just eat
really
them.
into that.
It was just a side dish for us.
Oh man, it's so good though.
Yeah,
It,
we didn't add anything else except for the cucumbers and the onions, salt and pepper. Very little salt, just
yeah,
mostly pepper,
right.
and then the vinegar. And she used the apple cider vinegar.
Yep. Yep. Oh, that's so good. Now I take in the spring, I take my chive flowers,
Mm,
like, and
mhm,
the purple ones, and then I just dry them out, like get them completely dry, and then I'll put them in a mason jar, and then I put white wine vinegar on top of
mhm,
it, screw the lid on, throw it in the cupboard for 6 weeks, and then strain it off. And then it adds like a chive flavor to the white wine vinegar, and it makes a really good vinaigrette with it.
cool.
Yeah, and it's just like just enough onion hint,
Mhm.
from the chives, and it is so good. So yeah, and I love putting that with tomatoes and kind of the things that all the goodness out of the garden. But anyhow, but no, speaking of out of the garden, I brought something I wanted to share. But before I do, I just want to say hello. I'm glad you're here.
Kendra, so glad you're here.
And no problem with being in the background. Well, this is not arranged nicely, but this is out of my garden.
Oh, that is so
Where's
gorgeous.
Glenda at? Yeah, but I don't have it. My bonus daughter gave me this vase. She was going through her house. It was her grandmother's. So, but I grow all of these flowers.
Those are gorgeous.
I got these from the Dollar Tree originally like 4 or 5 years ago, and they come back every year.
Yeah, gladiolas, right?
Uh-huh. And then my zinnias are coming in, and
Oh,
Rebecca. And then I think I was trying to remember if it's like Echinops or something like that. They're real. This camera's like, hang on a second. I got to figure out how to fix this camera. Nope, that's not going to do it. Let's see here. Background. I want to get, yeah, I don't want the virtual. I don't know how to get that on. Anyhow, sorry. But, oh, look, there it is. They're pokey,
yeah.
but they're like a purplish blue when they
Was it a
flower.
pin cushion?
No, it's like Echinops or something along that line. The plant is almost as tall as me.
Oh my goodness.
They're super spiky. They're a perennial. They come back every year. And the pollinators love them, especially like when they flower like that.
Yeah.
They're super pretty and they add texture. So I'm not done with this floral arrangement. I need to go back out and get some greenery. And then I have some pink bushes that I just like trim back just a little bit, and I'll add different textures to it and make a huge bouquet. And then I grow spoon tomatoes, which is
Uh-huh.
real itty. I don't use them for food. I use them for floral arrangements. And then I'll just kind of like spin them. Yeah, just like around.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. You can do all kinds of really cool things with spoon tomatoes besides eat them. You can even use a real tomato plant too if you've got one that's kind of leggy and you just want like a branch to kind of do some funny things.
yeah.
But
Interesting.
yeah, I love flowers, and so Sir Grace, he can't go buy me flowers, so I grow them. So it's easy. I'm like, and I save the seeds, and I have perennials, and so every spring and summer I have my own bouquets in my house.
I had some beautiful flowers started this spring, and then we lost our irrigation. So everything is dead.
Oh, yeah, that's no fun. You have a massive amount of chives growing. Girl, you should pick the flowers too and let them grow.
Welcome back, Rebecca. I saw you sneak in.
Yes, there she is. And then Wendy said, "Oh, love the flowers." And then Aunt Lynn said, "Very lovely and beautiful." Aunt Lynn's seen some of my floral arrangements in person. Um, I love it when I get the peonies too, but we're beyond peonies now.
Yeah, they bloom early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I have my mom's peonies.
Really? I have my grandmother's from the house, my childhood. So we lived with my grandmother and grandfather for a little bit. And I remember when my grandmother planted them in her backyard. And so they sold the house, my grandparents. Oh, Wendy, you just dry them out and then get you some white wine vinegar. And when your flowers are completely dried out, because you want them completely dry. So I just take them like on a paper plate for a few days and just rotate them. Put them in a mason jar, get a bottle of white wine vinegar, and just pour it straight on there. Put a lid on it, put it in a dark, cool place for 6 weeks and forget about it. Then take it out, strain it, you get rid of the flowers, and then you have a beautiful chive infused white wine vinegar. It's really good. Highly, highly recommend it. Um, but anyhow, so my uncle went out when they right before they sold the house, and he dug up my grandmother's peonies. And a few years ago, Aunt Lynn said, "Uncle Morris wants to give you some," and I went, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah." So we both went over together, and he dug her out some, dug me out some. And the first 2 years, I didn't think that it took, because in our area they just you don't get flowers for a while. If you transplant them,
Mhm.
forget it, you're out, at least 2 years minimum, maybe 3. And so this was the first year that they bloomed, and they were exactly the same ones that I remembered when I was a child.
Oh, that's so special.
Yeah, so and my grandmother's still alive, but she's in a nursing home. And I know I don't have much longer with her, but I'll always have a piece of my childhood home now
Right.
through my grandmother. Yeah. So, anyhow, but oh yeah, you can totally do that, Wendy. It's so good. It makes the best vinaigrette. Little bit of a really good olive oil or whatever oil like want to use, and that vinegar, and oh, so good. Yeah, it's a good memory of my grandmother. So, anyhow, but no, I love growing flowers, and the summer ones are coming in, and I have a sunflower that's about 9 feet tall.
Sunflowers. That reminds me.
Yeah.
Did you know that you can eat the sunflower?
Yes, you can bake them.
You can bake them, but you can
Mhm.
also grill them.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
can fry them. I did not know that. I saw a short or
Oh.
a reel, and um, they were taking this. The one that I saw was this guy with his little boy, and he had grilled it. I don't remember how he prepared it, but if you harvest the flower before the seeds are ready to harvest,
Mhm.
you can actually prepare it and season it however you want
Olive
to.
oil, salt, pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
then you can grill it.
Mhm.
And they said that it tastes a lot like an artichoke
Mhm.
heart.
Mhm. I've never
And
done it, but I've seen it done.
this little boy, his excitement when he tasted it, he just was dancing all over the place eating this sunflower. And I was like, I didn't know
Mm.
you could do that. The things that I'm learning about the different flowers and stuff that you can actually eat. It's
Oh, yeah.
exciting. I can't wait to grow some more sunflowers and try it.
It's supposed to be pretty good. I have not tried it now, I'll be honest with you, but yeah, there are a lot of flowers that you can eat.
Hmm.
What is it? It's not petunias. It's Aunt Lynn. What's the name of that, or what's the flower that they put on the dish at our favorite? nursery out in the
Pansy.
country. What did you say?
Pansy.
Pansy. Yeah, you can eat pansies.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've never eaten a
Marigolds.
sunflower either. Real quick, I just saw Jesse. He said, "Hello, y'all,"
Hey,
and they're at the auction. They're going to be getting on the road shortly. Awesome.
I didn't see you sneak in. I'm glad you're here.
Um, and I'm drawing a blank. I hate when I do this. There's
Nasturtiums are edible.
nasturtiums. Yep, I've got those actually growing for salads right now. I've been eating on them. They got like an edamame type.
Peppery. They're a
Yeah,
little peppery.
a little bit, and I call it an edamame. But yeah, my girls like to eat them too. I share with the girls. I'm like, here, I'll eat one, you eat one. I'll eat one, you eat one. But yeah, I like to grow them, and then the basil flowers too are really good to make a tea with. If you just pop the flowers off, and then you have to get quite a few, and then just make a basil tea with the flowers. Those are
Yeah,
really
and then
good.
there's zinnias are actually edible, but
Mhm.
most people don't eat them.
No,
I think it's mostly because people aren't aware of what you can eat and what you can't.
yeah.
Now, there's a app that I use um, that you can, especially if you have the premium version.
Hmm.
You don't have to have the premium version, but if you do, you can ask more questions. You can use the Growbot to ask to take pictures and ask questions with the picture.
Oh,
But
awesome.
um, you can ask questions of Growbot through the From Seed to Spoon app, and there's a free version and a paid version, and you can find out about the different flowers, about the different plants, what's edible, what's not. And if you have something pop up in your garden and you're not sure what it is, whether it's a plant or a weed, or if it's edible, non edible, if you have a bug show up and you want to know if it's beneficial or if it's a pest,
Mhm.
how to treat a fungus, or if it's a fungus or if it's a mold or whatever, you can actually use the app to find out all those things. And so I use that a lot when I'm out gardening, or you can use it when you're in the store and you want to find out if that particular plant is safe in your house if you have pets or if you have little children and you don't want to bring something into your
Mhm.
house that's going to be
Toxic.
harmful.
Yeah.
Right. And so I use the app quite a bit. You can even plan your garden, um, and it'll tell you if the plant that you want to plant next to your broccoli is a compatible plant, or if they're going to fight each other, or if they have common pests, um, or common diseases that would make them not suitable to plant next to each other. Um, and so that's one way that you can find out more information about the plants that you have in your garden.
Mhm.
And they have a website that you can use that's uh, it has everything that the app has, um, so that you can use the bigger screen to do your logging and whatever. But you can also use the app, and you don't have to have internet access
That's nice because
to do.
sometimes internet goes down, and
Yeah,
it would be nice to find out information when you don't have that internet.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hang on just real quick. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Prep for Eternity Homestead. I'm
Welcome.
welcome, welcome. I need to get that app for sure. I use Google, and you can take the picture and
Hmm.
it pulls it up that way too. Now it doesn't do any of the other cool things like you mentioned, but But at least tells me if it's toxic or how to grow it or, what it's used for, um, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I like apps like that. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Well, and the cool thing about it too is that it's an app for gardeners made by gardeners
Yeah.
through their own personal journey in learning to garden.
I like the idea that you can plant or plan your own garden with it too. That's a really
Mhm.
cool
Yeah.
thing. Mhm. Mhm. Well, I we went out to my favorite state park um just recently, and they have this beautiful garden where they grow all the herbs and things. And I picked up, I want to make sure I say this correctly. Well, there was a lady there, okay? So they have volunteers,
Mhm.
and she was teaching people like some of the herbs that they grow in the park. And
Uh-huh.
okay, where is my picture at? Hopefully I didn't delete it. There it is. She gave me nigella seeds, is what she gave me. And
Okay.
um, it's used, I learned that, okay, so back in the 1800s in this village, it's an actual original village. I've dropped a video of the mill. It's a
Mhm.
three-story original mill built in 1817. And there's gardens like behind the mill. And they built it so that way when the hogs were there, they
Mhm.
couldn't get into the garden. So it's
Oh.
beautifully done. And Antlin, I don't know if you knew this, but on the corner of the mill building, you can find where it's rubbed out a little bit. And that's where the hogs would go up and scratch themselves on this building. And it's just on one side, but they
Huh.
were not allowed into the gardens. Um, but what she was telling me was they grew nigella, which she had the seeds for, um, as a pepper replacement.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's also called Love in a Mist, which I had heard that one,
Mhm.
but I never knew it by nigella.
Right.
And so she's handed me a seed pod, and she said, why don't you crack it open? And as I was cracking it open, it kind of reminded me of poppy seeds, the way that
Mm.
the seed had opened up. I don't know if you've ever grown poppies.
Mhm.
Usually, when you harvest poppy seeds, it's a little bit more dried out, maybe a little bit more crunchy, is what I'm trying to say. Whereas Nigella is a little bit softer, but essentially, it kind of reminded me of opening up a poppy head and getting the seeds out. But the seeds are not the same. So they're little black, kind of look like little thorns, is what tiny little thorns.
Uh-huh.
Best description. Um, so anyhow, she puts them in a packet, and as soon as I got home, I went out to this new garden that I built, and it's just a flower garden. I'm trying to make
Uh-huh.
like a living fence. And I thought, that'd be a really cool place to put these nigella seeds. So I went out and I've got them all in the ground. So fingers crossed, I'll get some nigella seeds, and if I do, then I plan on sharing with people.
That
But
would be so cool to grow.
yeah, yeah. And Jesse, if you're listening in, drop your link because he put them in his Amazon shop. Apparently, you can buy Nigella seed powder and you can use it as a pepper alternative. He found it on
Oh, okay.
Amazon, and he dropped it when I was sharing it on my channel on Saturday. He put it in his Amazon shop. So yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. I think I'm gonna wait and see if I can get these up and growing, and then because it comes from this, from a lady at the state park. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which would be kind of cool to have. But yeah, they has a really neat garden that you can go through. Aunt Lynn knows this garden very well. It's picturesque. Years ago, people used to get married in this garden, and
Um,
that's where I had hoped Sir Grace and I would have gotten married, but we didn't. We had to do things because Welcome to Japan was where we were going. So
yeah.
we didn't get that opportunity, but
Well,
uh,
you could always plan for your 35th or your 40th and renew your vows there.
That might be an idea one of these days. That would be a really cool place. Every time I go to this garden, I think about that. It's got a oh, he's driving. Okay. He said, hang on. Just go to the pantry section of our Amazon store. Let me look at the QR. Oh, see now I have it just with the chickens. So if anybody, I'm sorry, it's on Karma's side. I don't know if I can move it. Wait a minute. Can I move it? Yes, I can move it. There we go. Put it over here. If you click on that, that'll take you to his website, but it'll take you straight to the animals. Go look for the pantry section, and you'll be able to find it there. And both hands on the wheels, Jesse. We need you to get there safe and sound.
That's right.
And then they think they can still get married there. I wonder because maybe I can show a picture of the garden. I mean, it's the you walk through like an archway, and yeah, I got the picture. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Sorry, it's on my phone, but I'm not sure if
Why
you
don't
can.
you make yourself bigger so that they can
Yeah,
see the
let's
picture?
do that then. Oh, wrong one.
You, not me. I don't have the
Sorry.
picture.
There we go.
That is so beautiful.
So anyhow, yeah, there we go. So that's the archway, but there used to be gates, so they would keep the hogs out of that area. But I don't know. There's something magical about that place for me. So, yeah, but they grow like all the herbs and different things that they're from the 1800s. Just it's so cool. And then to get ideas on how to do your own garden is a really neat place to go see. Let's see here. My big brother snuck in. Hey, Scott.
Hey.
And then tomorrow, Rebecca is going to be on the official Ann Lynn show as the
Yeah.
guest. I'm excited about that one.
And Rebecca has a goal that she is working on.
Oh, tell me.
And let's see how close she is. I know last time I looked or talked to her, she was like 34 away from her goal.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
I'm gonna mute myself because I'm gonna pull up her channel.
let's see. Trying to find out. She is 27 away from her goal. She needs 27 more subscribers by the 26th of this month. So we need to all be sharing her out and help her reach her goal.
Yes. There's her link. I dropped it in the channel or in the chat.
And if you're not subscribed yet, go check her out. She's an incredible supporter of everybody.
Oh, she sure is.
We need to support her.
Wow.
Just 27 more and she will hit her 1,000 subscribers.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
She really is. She sent hats out to everybody, and I have a couple of her gorgeous hats. And she sends me like pictures of her beautiful blankets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're stunning. Rebecca, okay, hang on. I got to figure out this camera thing because if I can, there we go. I'm going to take let's see here. I'm trying to figure out how to, nope, we don't want the background, but I can't figure out how to get this thing. Oh, there we go. All right, Rebecca. This is my blanket that I crocheted many years ago. It's just a simple white one. And I've been meaning to share it. This thing was started in Idaho and finished in England.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I'm going to redo my background. But that's my blanket. And I love crocheted blankets. I just don't do it anymore because of the arthritis in my hands.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but now I've just been sewing. I've been making baby gifts because we're gonna have another little one in our family, and I know Mama's not watching, but I just made a bunch of really cool burp rags,
Mm.
and they're kind of they're round, and then they come in, and then they kind of look like an eight if you could draw like an eight, like the
Mhm.
outer end. But it'll be good against their necks, like when they throw it
Mhm.
up on their shoulder. And Aunt Lynn, do not say a word. But I made her some Christmas ones too because I had some
Oh.
holiday fabric. So I thought about how big the baby's going to be. So I made bigger ones. And so I've been doing a lot of sewing lately. And then I made one of those little sensory like blankets, not blanket, but like a sensory, I don't know, pad, I guess maybe,
Uh-huh.
and I
Uh-huh.
put a little ring on it and then some different ribbons and rickrack and different things. And I made it, the baby's going to be a Colts fan, doesn't know it yet, but dad is a Colts fan. So, so it's a Colts theme. And I don't know. I'm really excited.
Hi, Christy.
Yeah, thank you. I'm holding you to it. There it is right there. Mum's the word. This has got to go to.
I am gonna have to show you, and you're gonna need this.
Okay.
Um,
Hi, Christy.
gonna have to show you the portable high chair.
Oh, let's see. Do you?
I'll have to go get it,
Oh,
but
oh, oh, okay. We'll see later. Yes. Okay.
yeah, but the portable high chair is made with quilted fabric,
Okay.
and it slips over the back of the chair like a
Oh,
dining room chair,
yes.
and then it tapers and it comes up between the baby's legs, and then it wraps around and ties behind the chair. So
I,
it ties the baby into a chair, and you don't have to pack around a high chair.
oh
I
my.
got one when I was pregnant with Ronson. It came through, I was working for the Salvation Army thrift store, and it came through as a donation. And my supervisor said, "You're going to need this." I said, "What is it?" And she goes, "Trust me, you need it." So she pulled it and she gave it to me and she told me how to use it. And I can't tell you how often I needed that.
I
It,
need that as a
it
grandmother.
exactly, that's what I'm telling
I
you.
need that in my. I have a small well, not a high chair, but it's like a booster chair. That's a high chair. It goes from that first and grows
Mhm.
with them. But
Mhm.
I need one of those in my life. That would be so much
Exactly, that's what I'm telling
easier.
you.
That would be
It
so.
just fits right over. It's got a little pocket. It fits over the back of your dining room chair, and then a piece of fabric comes down and up between the baby's legs and then wraps around their waist and ties behind the chair.
I need that one.
And
So
it'll work if you make it big enough. It will work for any size baby. Up, you can even use it on a toddler if you had to
wow,
hold it in place.
wow. I
So I
need
will
that.
get that out and I will show
I
it
want
to
to, yeah,
you.
I want to see it because then that way I can see about making one.
That
Hello,
is so cool.
hello. You got to see
That's
your
so
1-year-old
awesome.
granddaughter for the first. I bet you just melted. I bet you melted. My oldest grandbaby, um, daddy called me and my son, and he said, "Mom, what you doing?" And I went, I'm gonna go to the gym today. And he goes, little miss wants to come to her Gigi and Gampy's house. And I'm like, I'll come get little miss. And oh, she ran into my arms. And let me tell you, that was the best feeling. And then she goes, I love you, Gigi. I love you. And then she goes, are
Oh,
we gonna go see the chickens? And I went, yes, we're going to see the chickens because I've turned her into crazy chicken lady 2.0.
oh, that is so
So
sweet.
she's in that toddler phase, and Yeah, she is Glenda 2.0 when it comes to the chickens.
That's sweet.
Yeah, yeah, and she gets down there, she'll take the big old scoop and oh, it's cute because she mimics me because I take the way that I take the scoop, I actually push it down kind of hard to get as much as I can, and there's like a little bit of a pressure. So I watched her; she was doing that too. She was like going as hard as she could with that scoop, and then she'd get
Oh,
it up, and then she'd go up to each of the hens and the little scoop, and she'd go, "Here you go." And so they would eat a little bit, and then she'd go to the next one. He go, and I'm like,
oh,
yeah, crazy chicken lady 2.0.
that's so
It's the
sweet.
best. And then just that hug. I mean, I love you, Gigi. I love you. I'm like, baby girl, I love you more than you will ever understand. Oh, yeah, I agree. It isn't that awesome. I mean, I bet you just melted, Christy. All the little ones need to come to work. Oh yeah, to visit the farm animal or the zoo animals. My oldest granddaughter loved the chickens when she was little. I don't know how long that she will love the chickens. To be determined, because as they grow, their interests change, and that's okay. But for
Yeah.
now, I'm just soaking it in. And my friend's farm is real close by, so I took her up to the farm, and the donkey and the horse were not outside on the pasture. They were in the barn. I think it was just too hot. I didn't want to take her in the barn. So she was like, they sleep in. I'm like, yes, baby girl, they sleep in. We'll let them sleep. And so then she went up to the rooster. Hi, Mr. Woo Woo. He's like, well, you got treats, for my girls. That's the look he gave. Let's see. She sang them songs about Jesus because she wanted the chickens to have Jesus. Oh, in their heart.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, that brings happy tears to my
that is the
eyes.
most precious thing, Christy. Oh, I could just stop. Okay, show's over. Everybody, let's go home, get our tissues, because
That just brings
oh,
happy tears to my eyes.
I
I
love that.
I know that I won't ever have grandchildren, and I wish I did.
Mm. Well, I'm loving it. We're getting ready to have another one, and I'm excited to meet this little one, and it'll be our third. So I'm ready. I just am. I don't. It's the best feeling, and then I'm going to be getting to see my second one pretty soon, and get some snuggles out of that one, and so I'm excited. But yeah, we're about to welcome our third. And it's funny because I always thought it would have been my oldest that would have made me a grandmother, and it wasn't. It went the
Yeah,
opposite. So the baby that made me a grandma, and yeah, I'm just so in love. And Aunt Lynn,
welcome back, Jesse.
yeah, and that's precious. Aunt Lynn, she loves her Aunt Lynn. This my
That's cool.
And so Aunt Lynn is great great aunt to this little one. Not just one great, she's great great. She's super great. That's what we need to call you, super great. You're in the saddle. All right. Yeah, we got to come up with a cool name for Aunt Lynn. Not just great great, but like super great. I don't know. Got to come up with something cool for her. But she loves her Aunt Lynn. She sees her and very much a part of her life, and yeah. So it's a cool thing. But anyhow, enough about that. Did you find any good deals, Jesse? He goes to the auction and didn't take us along with him. Now I want to know what he got. He's dropping the links though, but I appreciate that. But
Yeah.
you're okay with that? We'll call you Super Great Aunt Lynn. The Super Great. Although I think Superstar, when I get nervous, I stick my hands underneath my armpits and I go, you know what I'm talking about? That skit with Molly Shannon from SNL from years ago. Do you know what I'm
Oh, I
talking
never watched, never
about?
cared for
SNL.
Saturday Night Live.
Back in, let's see, I want to say like early 2000s. That's the last time I watched it. And Molly Shannon did this thing where she was a Catholic schoolgirl, and it was just, that's her skit. Anyhow, what's wrong with great aunt? Well, I have to be honest with you. She's a great great aunt. She's a 2 times great aunt. So I don't know. We got to call her super great.
Super
Huh?
G.
Super G. Ooh. Now that's something little Miss could say. Super G. She could do that. She could do that. But she's a 2 times superstar. There you go. Superstar. She knows what I'm talking about, that skit. Okay. I can't tell you what we got from the auction because it's stuff that goes on the wheel.
Oh, hey.
Ooh.
Speaking of
That is cool.
this is roundabout, but
Go ahead.
prizes and things that get shipped, and you see where I'm going with this.
I do. I do.
So, way back in April, I won a t-shirt from Consume the Goodness, Kendra, on the exact same day, within a few minutes from the exact same location. Another shipping label was created from stamps.com. I got the shirt from Kendra and I saw this extra label and I thought, okay, well, she might have just accidentally created another label and it was the wrong one. And so she created another one and that one will just eventually go away. So last week, in fact, a week ago today, I had show up in my informed delivery for the Postal Service that a package was being delivered to me out of that location from stamps.com. And I thought, okay, well, did I win something that I didn't know about? Because it didn't tell me who it was coming from, just that it was coming stamps.com out of that location. And then the day of delivery, which was last Tuesday, July 1st, I was waiting and I thought, okay, as soon as it comes, I've got to leave anyway. I'll go pick up the mail. Next thing I know, I get notification, package delivered, left with individual. No, I don't think so. It wasn't left with me. Checked all around my house, no package. Went down to the post or to where our mailboxes are, no package, but my mail was in my mailbox. My neighbors were number 26.
Mm-hmm.
I got 25's mail along with mine, all of it. So I brought it back up to them, and a lot of times mail gets switched around. So I thought, well, maybe they got my package. Apparently they didn't because they haven't brought it to me or let me know that they have it. And normally they're really good to give it to me. We always are exchanging mail. I've given it a week for one of my neighbors to bring me my package. I've talked to the carrier 2 days later when I caught her. And she didn't even know what the day was, what day of week it was. And her response to me was, I don't know. I'll keep my eye out. That's really weird. And I was like, where's my package? I need my package. I still haven't gotten my package.
My recommendation would be go to your post office and speak with the postmaster, request to speak with the postmaster. Take the, because in the informed delivery, it gives you the tracking number.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to do this before. And whenever the package is delivered, it marks the exact location of where it was delivered. But you need to speak with the postmaster. and then they'll
My
be able to locate where that was actually delivered to. Like, they'll
my
actually compare
guess
GPS.
my guess is that she handed it to somebody there at the mailboxes.
I'd still go have that conversation with the postmaster if that were me.
My problem is I don't know who it came from, and I
Mm,
can't even go back to the person who sent it and say, whatever you originally sent back in April on this date ended up being delivered to some rando that did not deliver it back to me, even though it was not their package. And I have no clue where it's at. So whatever you sent to me is magically gone.
So if you are hearing this and you sent Karma a message, please speak up because she's trying to
Yeah,
locate.
if you sent something to me back in April, I think it was around the 21st of April, um, that it was supposed to have been delivered to me on July 1st, and it got delivered to some random person in our mobile home park, and it never made it to me. So if you're wondering if I ever got it, I did not.
Right.
Just letting you know. And in the future, if anybody is sending me something, it's really nice to get things as a surprise, but I need to know that you're sending me something so that if I don't get it, we can at least work together to track it down.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, and then I would still have that conversation with the postmaster in
Yeah.
person, because I've had to do that, and we were able to locate a package that was delivered in a completely different subdivision because it tracks, like, once they say they've delivered it, it tracks actually where that package was, where it's stopped at. That you have to actually go talk to them, and then they'll pull it up, the tracking number, and then they can take it from there. So then I let the postmaster handle it, and then they went and they retrieved the package. I didn't have to go do it, but the postmaster took care of it for me. Let me see something. I just received a garden bench and tools like Jesse and Lisa gave away. Someone must have gifted it to me, but I don't know who to thank. Uh-oh. I wonder if that was part of the collab. Are you part of the 2025 collab? Because you may have. I actually finished eating one.
Funny,
Oh.
Jesse.
What did
I'll just say that it came out of Ohio. I won't give the exact location in Ohio, but it came from Ohio. This package that magically disappeared. So if that helps at all,
yeah,
um, and it was sent around the 21st of April.
exactly, Wendy.
Yeah. And this person didn't even attempt to find my space number and give it to me.
That's why I think that they can track it too now. I mean, like it actually, I didn't know that until my postmaster said we can actually track it. And what had happened was it was my post guy's day off when this happened. And so they didn't, the guy messed up essentially. And things
Well,
happen, but they did retrieve the package and we did get it. But
this was our normal carrier, and I asked her specifically. I said, were you delivering mail on the 1st, on Tuesday?
yeah,
She was totally off. She didn't even know what the day of the week was. And I said, because if sometimes she gets a day off. And yes, I did get that box, Jesse.
okay.
In fact, I talked with Lisa about that.
Okay, good. So that's checked off the list. So it wasn't that.
Yeah. And that wouldn't have come out of Ohio. This package came from Ohio, and it was stamps.com, not pirate ship. It said octanestamps.com. And it was just so bizarre that it came, the tracking number and everything posted like within minutes from the exact same location as Kendra. And when, I mean, literally 5 minutes or less of the time that she or did her label for the shirt that she sent me. And so I was thinking, oh, well, she just must have misprinted the label and it didn't delete.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden it shows up on July 1st. And the postal carrier gave it to some random individual.
Yeah. And you really, that needs to be brought to the postmaster's attention. If the postmaster can't do anything if they don't know that something, if nothing ever happened, you know what I mean? Like if something happened and you don't say anything to them, there's nothing anybody can do, but at least that would make awareness to them, know, and, yeah. Oh, I saw that, Christy. So you don't do the videos, but you are watching. Well, I was just thinking maybe you were in a collab or in the collab and maybe won something, but yeah, I would have that conversation with them.
Yeah, I just have not had a chance to go to the post office. They were closed on Friday when I would have gone.
Sure.
I didn't get to talk to the carrier until Thursday. And then yesterday we were meeting up with Logan's brothers. They were in town.
Oh, that's
awesome. Then today, I had a hard time getting up and around, and then didn't get to go to town before our live. So tomorrow I will be in town and I will take care of it.
Yeah. Yeah. At that point, I think I'd have that conversation just to make sure.
Yeah.
Because that's something that, yeah, I think for sure. Okay. Now, all this teasing. Now, don't tell anybody. And I'm with Wendy. You can tell me. I won't tell nobody, Joey.
So I want to do a spoiler for I don't know how many people are here today for our live.
We have 15 people in right now.
Hey, all right.
Yes, we do.
Well, you 15 people give a little sneak peek of what I am giving away. And actually, Ronson is so sweet. I had to choose a single size, because I couldn't buy one of every size to give away. But out of the goodness of his heart, he bought 2 extra sizes to make sure that more people would be able to get in on this giveaway that I'm doing for our channel giveaway on Talko About It Tuesday. And I got to show you what our July giveaway is for my side. And
bigger. Hang on.
I bought one for myself, and I had to get one for you guys too. So I have an extra large that I'm giving away, and Ronson got a medium and a 3X.
Oh my gosh. That is so cool.
We have some t-shirts to give away. And we're not doing it today, but I wanted to give those of you who are here today a little heads up that at some point in the month of July, you will have an opportunity to win one of 3 sizes of these t-shirts.
I love that shirt. That is so.
Isn't it awesome?
I love it. I love it. And it's such an appropriate thing, because we always say no tacos required. It's talk about it Tuesday.
Exactly.
I saw that. Good.
Yeah. I saw it on there's There's a side app for Amazon called Woot. And oh, I can't type in the chat. Ronson, can you drop the link for Woot?
I'm here for the tacos. Girl, so am I. Give me a good street taco and I'm all there.
Yeah. Anyway, so Woot has products. It's like the overflow, it's the excess for Amazon. And they do these t-shirts. They have sales on their t-shirts all the time, and the quality of their t-shirts is really pretty good. And they have some really funny t-shirts. I'll show you this other one that I got. This one is really funny. Oh, my lighting. Let's see if I can get the lighting back. Oh, there we go. I got so much procrastinating done today.
Hello. That's funny.
Isn't that great?
Oh, I love it. That is funny.
Anyway, he dropped the link there for Woot. And they have the best t-shirts, and they have some of the best sales. Like when I bought a lot of these t-shirts, they were 4 for $24. And you could buy as many as you wanted, but you had to buy 4 to get that price. And it was a select group of t-shirts that you could buy from. And as long as it was from that group, then you could get them 4 for $24. That makes them $6 a piece. Exactly.
So good, I
was a success. I got so much procrastinating done today. You know,
I'm one of those days where I can just procrastinate all day. You'd be like my big brother with Procrastination Thursday.
But their shirts,
Procrastination Thursday.
Yeah, their shirts are amazing. They have some funny shirts, and some that are so spot on. Yeah.
I had a shirt that I loved, and I don't have it anymore because I've been on a health journey, so it was a little bit too big. But it was my favorite one, and I wore it to the VA all the time because I'm a little snarky. If you don't know me, I can be a little bit snarky, maybe a little too much. It's my Gen X and menopause coming out. But anyhow, it said, "Underestimate me. That'll be fun." And man, I wore that shirt one time, kind of about the mail. We had a mail woman at the time, and they received Sir Grace's medications in the mail, but the package was open and the VA didn't put the bottle lid on it. And so there was pills all in the bottom of their container.
Oh, no.
So the postmaster put on their damaged package, and then the post lady, she said, I'm going to give you everything because I have to, but I don't advise Sir Grace to take the medications. And I just want to be wearing the shirt, so keep that in mind. And I called the VA and I told them what had happened. And he said, well, I don't know if we can refill those medications.
Yes, you can.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
So he said, we need to see this in person. I'm wearing the right shirt. And I walked straight up knew exactly who it was because I recognized the voice. I went straight up to his desk in the VA because they have the little windows. And I took that thing and I went, bam. I said, refill it. And he goes, well, did you count the pills? I said, I don't have the time or the energy. You're going to refill it because it was all in the bottom of the container. He's not taking a single pill. Fresh new pills. And I said, oh, by the way, I'll hold on to these until you refill it. because I wanted to make sure he got fresh new medication. And I
Absolutely.
was just wearing that shirt. Underestimate me. That'll be fun. And let me tell you, his medications were refilled. So yeah,
Yep.
I can be a little sassy, but that was my favorite shirt, and I need that in
Well,
my
hi, Barbara.
in my
Thank
life.
you for stopping in.
Oh, hey, hey. But I can be nice too, okay? So like but yeah, right? Hey, Randy.
Ronson got he got two T-shirts, one for him and one for me one time. They are so cute. You know what an axolotl is?
No. Oh, wait, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I
They
do.
are the
They're
cutest little
so cute.
creatures.
Yes.
They're adorable. So these T-shirts, they're purple, and they have this pink axolotl on the front of them. And it says, I need to relax a lotl.
That would be me. I need
So
to
he
relax.
and I, Bronson and I, have matching T-shirts.
Oh, that's so
And every now and
cool.
then we show up and we hang out together, and we just happen to be wearing our Relaxolotl shirts.
I got my granddaughter one of those little, like it was a pacifier holder, and it
A
was,
pinky.
yeah, and it was that. So I mean, they're cute, and I saw them in the aquarium too. Sometimes when you're nice, people think you have no backbone.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I have a backbone. Used to not be like this, but I got tired of getting ran over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And when it comes to Sir Grace, a lot of them know me by my first name now. There's Glenda.
They probably look up, oh no, here she comes. What's the problem today? What did we do wrong this time?
That could be worse than a Karen.
So the new word is don't be a Glenda.
Don't pick one. Either that or you need to be a Glenda to get things done,
Right, right,
When it comes to that kind of stuff, no, you have to.
right.
If you're gonna be snarky with me, I'm gonna give it right back. Here's the I need to relax a lotl t-shirt. There you go. He's dropped the link. Man,
It is
Ron.
so adorable.
Yeah, he's like taking over Jesse's job. Jesse, you're slacking there.
You know, Miss Anne has shared that you can take cayenne for pain. You take
Yeah.
shots. She takes the shots of
Yeah.
cayenne.
Mhm.
Well, I can't. I
Mhm.
cannot do the shots
Yeah.
of cayenne. I even tried doing paprika instead.
Mhm.
Now, the time that I did take it, it worked. I mean, I testify
Mhm.
it works. However, when I do, I get severe blistering all around in my mouth and on my lips, and it takes weeks for it to go away.
Wow.
So I have to be very careful. However, I discovered the cayenne pepper capsules,
Wow.
and it does not work as well in the
Okay.
capsule form,
Okay.
but it does work.
Okay.
Now, there's 240 in this bottle,
Oh, huh.
and it says to take one. Sometimes I take two,
Right.
but just because it doesn't work as well. But I think for this 240 capsule bottle, I think it was $20 or less,
Oh, that's not bad.
and the ingredients are literally cayenne pepper and a cellulose capsule. That's it. Your NutriCost brand supplements are very, very inexpensive, and they are generally very pure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can't take it. cayenne messes with my reflux. And so I have to be very careful. I also have Barrett's. So I have to be careful with what I eat. But I like cayenne in a salve and putting it on topically.
Mm-hmm.
It works equally as good. And just don't stick it in your eyes. If you're going to use it on
Right.
your hands, make sure you don't stick it in your eyes. But even topically, it works really well that way too. And it helps with, it's a natural way of dealing with pain. Unherium. This is where I've been hurting lately, and I'm like thinking I put my cream on. But I like the topical. Oh, they're $16.95.
For 240. And if you only take one a
Bad.
day,
That'll last you forever in a day.
that's almost a year. Well, it's about 9 months.
Yeah, no, I understand that, Barbara. I have to be careful because I have Barrett's, so I can't take a lot of the natural things. The other thing that I know that a lot of people do is, and I'm not against it, but I'm against it for myself because of my illness with Barrett's, but I can't do apple cider vinegar shots. It actually, I did it, and I had an EGD done. I had one before, and then I had to do one following, right? So it was a 3-month span, and I actually made my spirits worse with the apple cider vinegar shots, and they showed me the images from both times, and so
Interesting.
I can't even do that. So I have
Uh,
to be super careful. I'm trying magnesium cream. My sister sent. Oh, girl, magnesium is so good for muscle cramps.
I used to have to TMI here, but when you have to take prescription opioids for severe chronic pain,
Mhm.
it does things to your innards
Mm,
and backs things up.
mm.
So I was taking prescription, um, oh gosh, polyethylene glycol to keep me open. And I was taking stool softeners and all of that. And that stuff messes your system up.
Yeah.
It really messes with you. But I switched to taking magnesium, and um,
Oh,
magnesium actually is taking care of it. And I don't have to use those prescriptions. I don't even have to use a stool softener anymore. Just by making sure I get enough
mhm.
magnesium in my diet or through the magnesium uh, gummies or capsules.
Right. Right. So I'm okay. So I'll share a little TMI for everybody. It's been said in the channel before. So I have SVT, and I had a cardiac ablation done. My mom had shared that out. So I'm
My
good.
sister had that too.
I'm good, but so I take magnesium because it also helps with that electrical system. Which SVT is it's not a heart attack, it's the electrical. Your bodies are electrical. So
SVT stands for supraventricular tachycardia.
mhm. So and I have AVNRT, to be even more specific on the type of SVT I have. I have AVNRT. So it's with where my heart's at. But I had 2 spots in my heart ablated. But the magnesium helps with my rhythm of my heart. And again, I'm not giving medical advice. I had this talk with my electrophysiologist,
You're
and so
just saying what works for
what
you.
works for me. And the other thing that I do, and I guess I'm going to say it what it is, but I'll address the weird because people look at it and they're like, "Ooh," and I'm not a weird person in that regret that or in that way. Well, maybe I am, but anyhow, um, I do this thing called float, and it's a tank that you get into, and there's 1,500 pounds of Epsom salts in it, and the water is about 12 to 18 inches. and you literally just get into the tank. It's a deprivation tank, really good for people with anxiety, depression, PTSD, muscle pain, um, anything that you need, that you're absorbing the magnesium through the body. And it is I go in for about 90 minutes is what it is. And you just literally lay in this tank, and you can't think Dead Sea. You
Right.
can't sink. There's no sinking. And literally I just go to sleep, or I'll sit and I'll pray in the tank. And then when I get out, oh my gosh, my joints feel so good. And just being able to stop, and then also turning off all that technology. It's a deprivation tank in the sense that it's just you and your thoughts. And then where
Mhm.
the weirdness, I'm going to say, I've never done this, but people hallucinate in there. And I'm like, I don't understand how you hallucinate. I go right to sleep, or I sit and pray. But I'm going to address the weird, because there's the psychedelic part of that, but I'm not in it for that. It's literally just one of the most relaxing things. And
Yes, Barbara, that is Epsom salts.
yeah, Epsom salts. Yep. It is like, seriously, like super thick. Like, I would not put 1,500 pounds of Epsom salts in your bathtub. Please don't do that. Your pipes will corrode. So don't do that. But oh my gosh, I
We
feel
have
so good.
a place called Infinity Wave Center, and they have salt rooms.
Yep, the salt cave is what we call them. Yes.
And
Yes.
I need to reach out to them now that I have my van legal to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to go and take them up on the free uh, therapy session
Yes.
that they offered me, because when Logan and I went and did it as a anniversary thing one time, I'll tell you what, I came out of there feeling so good. It's good for allergies. It's good
Mhm.
for pain. It's good for, so many things. Soaking in that salt air,
Mhm.
or in a salt tub, whether you have the salt tanks or the salt caves, salt rooms, whichever you want to call it,
Mhm.
it does so
Mhm.
much for your body. If I
Mhm.
could do it, they actually recommended that I do it 2 to 3 times a week,
Mhm.
um, for at least 6 months. When I talked to them the first time we went there,
Mhm.
they advised me to do that, and to help heal my body.
Mhm.
And we couldn't afford to do it.
Yeah. No, I
But if
understand.
I could go once or twice a month, I would. I absolutely would. I think that my body would heal really, really
Well, it's
well.
pulling out those toxins too, is what
Mhm.
it's doing. I met a lady, I'd come out of float, or no, I'd come out of the salt cave, right? Yeah. I came out of the salt cave. She came out of float. And it was my first time we call it salt caves in our area. It's the same thing.
Right.
And she asked me, she said, "What did you think of it?" And I said, "I can see it being beneficial for so many things." Like, I had a sinus infection the day that I went in, and it opened up my sinuses, because it puts that salt in the mist out into the air, and you're breathing
Mhm.
that in. Well, she told me, she said she had long-term COVID, and she actually is on an oxygen tank, and she does the salt cave once a week, and her oxygen numbers have improved significantly. And her pulmonologist asked her, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm just going to the salt cave once a week." And she still has oxygen at home. She's being proactive with it, but it's helping her with that long-term
Right.
COVID. And
Right.
she got the clearing from her pulmonologist to keep doing it, because it's working for her. So
Yeah.
there's just a lot of benefits with those salts. And I always say, talk to your doctor, make sure you don't want to do something where, like,
Absolutely.
I can't do apple cider vinegar, but I know it works for a lot of people, right? Always talk to your providers. But these are just what I love. to do. And yes, I saw this comment come through. Pickle juice is good for cramps. It absolutely is. And it's also a great way of getting electrolytes too.
Yeah.
It really is. Oh, and then Jesse dropped the link for the magnesium cream. Yes. And I was told if you buy it on Amazon, you want to purchase the ancient minerals. If you get the sprays or anything, or if you're going to buy the flakes, you want the ancient minerals with that.
How do you spell that?
Ancient minerals, ANCIENT minerals.
Oh, ancient.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
Sorry,
misunderstood.
it's my Southern hick from Kentuckiana sound. You have a leaky valve with the PVC a lot. And then, did you say, yep, I said Epsom salts. I miss having a bathtub. Oh, yes. There's nothing better than an Epsom salt bath. A warning,
I
don't use it. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Always talk to your provider.
I have I have a disease called complex regional pain syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
and they highly advise soaking in Epsom salts to help calm that down. Well,
Wow.
I can't get down into a tub. I just physically cannot do it. If I were to get down into a tub, there's no way I could get back out. I couldn't. So, what they told me to do instead is to soak a bath towel
Mm-hmm.
in hot Epsom salts water.
Oh, yeah.
Make it strong. Make
Mm-hmm.
the water strong and make it hot, and then wrap the affected area with the towel.
What a great idea. I
So
love that.
if you can't, I was just saying this for Off Grid World.
Yeah.
Um, if you can't actually soak in a tub, you absolutely can wrap your body in uh, in bath towels soaked in Epsom salts, and you will get maybe perhaps not quite the same effect, but you will benefit from the Epsom salts.
Right. Right. I mean, that makes perfect sense because it's really the same thing. And also, you're getting the heat off of that. So your body is warming that. It's like getting down in there. It helps with all of that. That
Right.
makes perfect sense. I have, well, real quick, I'm going to kind of, I don't want to go too far. I'll tell you in a second. No problem, Wendy. Go do what you got to do. No big deal. You have a bathtub, but I don't think I can get up. Well, that's the way to do it is to do this
Yeah.
the RAPS, complex regional pain syndrome, chronic pain that typically affects an arm or leg. Yep.
It is often referred to as the suicide disease.
Oh.
Um, the reason why is because the have you ever heard of the McGill pain scale?
Oh, yeah. McGill pain. Yeah.
The
It's
McGill pain scale, it applies a numerical rating
mhm,
to the the level of pain that
right.
different events cause,
Hmm.
like a broken leg, giving birth, kidney stones,
Hmm.
different things. Complex regional pain syndrome is at the very, very top of the list. It's worse than kidney stones. It's worse than a broken leg. It's worse than giving birth. And there is no cure.
Mm.
Um, people with CRPS, um, quite often, because there is no cure, there is only masking the symptoms
Hmm.
if you can find the right drug combination.
Hmm.
Quite often, the pain can be so severe that there's no hope. and they get to a place of depression so deep that they feel hopeless, and
Mm,
they
man.
the
Yeah.
only thing that they see is ending their lives. Um, some people have it that it'll start in one spot and it spreads, and it will go internally and it'll attack their organs. And
Oh, that's awful.
some people, it'll be so bad um, they can't wear socks or shoes.
Yeah, for assessing pain. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
I just forget that that's the name. I just call it the pain scale. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's called the McGill Pain Questionnaire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctors' offices use it a lot. And I just want, I agree with this.
Exactly. Exactly.
I agree with that. Um, yeah, that has got to be horrible.
I am
Horrible.
very blessed in that my CRPS, while it is bad, and I'm not able to do a lot of things. I've had to alter my lifestyle in different areas.
Mhm.
Um, mine is very, very mild compared to some people that I've met and that I know. Um, for example, air blowing across my knee can send me into orbit. The cats brushing against my knee can put me in tears. There's no logical reason why a fall that I took in 2006 should still be in this severe amount of pain that I am in my knee. There is no logical reason why air, cat fur, blankets, sheets, clothing should cause me the amount of pain that I have in this knee.
Hmm.
None whatsoever. However, it's a sympathetic nerve disorder. And so what happens is the sympathetic nerve signals in your brain get rewired. And so the sympathetic nerves at the site of the injury are constantly sending signals to your brain, and your brain is saying, you're in pain, you're in pain, you're in pain. And it never at any point realizes that that injury is healed.
Right.
And so it stays constantly agitated. It's constantly misfiring and saying, you're in pain. You need to do something to fix that.
Hmm.
We're in pain. Send pain receptors there. They've done blocks, and they either don't work, or they're so temporary that the pain that you go through to get the block isn't worth it. And here's the other thing: once you have CRPS, the risk of causing a spread to another part of your body is significantly increased. And even getting a blood draw can cause a spread.
Wow.
Getting an IV can cause a spread. I have CRPS in my left knee and leg, and I have it in my right arm from about right here all the way down into my hand. I cannot have any blood draws, IVs, nothing in my right arm. So when I go to do labs, they have to do it in my left arm, Well, now all the veins and everything are so scarred up, it's becoming more and more difficult to do lab work, do IVs, do anything on my left arm. But the minute you tell them that you have CRPS, they won't even take a look at the right arm.
Mm-mm-mm. Wow.
So
I mean, I mean, I'm not a provider. I don't mean it like this, but have they ever tried like alternative therapies with you to help?
such as
Well, cold laser therapy being one where you don't feel like it's just like a light that goes over, like a red light therapy, something along those lines, something to kind of it wouldn't take it away. I don't mean it like that because there's probably no cure to cure this or to take it away, but maybe to bring the pain level down even half a notch. Sir Grace, whenever
the,
we talk about numbers, we
mm-hmm,
talk because he lives in a severe pain level all the time, but his is
right.
completely different. So when we talk about him and I, like any kind of tool in the toolbox to help make life maybe a little bit better, not so much in that this is going to cure it or this is going to take it away even terrible or away. I'm just trying to break it down to where maybe like to knock it back a notch, just to
Mm-hmm.
make life a little bit more bearable. Have they
Mm-hmm.
tried anything like that with you or
When you first get the diagnosis, the very one of the very first things that they do is physical therapy, and part of that physical therapy is desensitization. Desensitization is excruciating, and what they do is they focus on the site, and they will use soft cloths, they will use a soft paintbrush, they will use different textures and touch, and they will practice with you, and you have to do it even at home. Practice touching and getting your body used to different sensations
Mhm.
and touch, because your brain is saying don't touch, don't touch, don't touch, don't touch, don't touch.
Right.
Simple
Yeah.
pain, 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 pain at this astronomical level.
Oh yeah. I mean, it sounds debilitating is what it
It
sounds
is.
like.
I
Mhm.
had, again, TMI, I had to change the type of bra that I wear because I can't handle a normal traditional bra strap over my arm.
Mhm.
And for the longest time, I couldn't even have a bra strap over my arm. So um, I had to completely change that. Um, Even shirts over my arm,
Mhm.
I had to change the size of shirt that I wore
Right.
because I had to be able to lift it up off of my arm and keep it from touching.
That makes sense. Yes.
Um, so, one of the main things that they do is desensitization.
Which is dealing more with the cognitive side of things than it is the actual physical. You're dealing with your brain with how it recognizes.
Right. Because your injury is healed. Your
Mm-hmm.
injury is already healed.
Right.
It is a nerve issue, and it's in the brain. It's the signals between your brain and the site of injury.
Right. Right.
Another thing that they do is a mirror. Um, I can't remember exactly what they call it, but like they'll put like a pillow or a piece of cardboard or something for me, like between my knees,
Mm-hmm.
and what I do on one side, um, I can't remember exactly how they did it. It didn't work so well for me. But focusing on, like, look on for my knee, look at my right side while doing it on the left side to try to trick my brain,
Yeah, retrain it.
retrain my brain. And so making my brain think that what I'm doing to the right side while I'm doing it to the left side, you know,
Yeah.
it was complicated to me.
Right. Right.
Just basically convincing my brain that everything that I'm doing to the right side, that I'm doing to the left side, feels the same.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
I don't think
mirroring.
that those always work.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
I
um,
mean, it's worth a shot for sure, but
yeah,
I don't know very many people who have done, because it's a cognitive therapy is what it is.
yeah.
And
And they do include cognitive behavioral therapy as part of your training, as
right.
part of your healing.
But I
You
don't know that that
do.
necessarily all, I mean, I don't want to poo-poo it all the way, but I've known people who have done that for different reasons.
Hmm.
Try it if it's suggested, but yeah, I mean that's it. Real quick, I saw Lori's question. She said, "Have you tried cannabis?" I don't know that if it's legal in Idaho, and it's not legal where we live at. Indiana is where I'm at, and Indiana is now officially boxed in by states where it is legal. All states surrounding Indiana has it legal, but Indiana is not. And according to a provider that got her, she, because I'm on the Kentuckiana border, and according to my provider that I had talked to, she has her license for Kentucky. You must be a resident of Kentucky for her to prescribe that. Indiana is going to be one of the last states to become legal. She went
Idaho.
through her process, and she said Indiana is not looking good. But there are a lot of states that do allow it. And I know people who are pain sufferers. And I think that's a conversation to have with your doctor, 100%, because I know people who that works for. So if it's,
Idaho is surrounded by states that are legal,
yeah,
and I do think that it has. Here's my thought, and I could be way off, but this is my belief. This is my thought.
sure,
Me.
sure.
God put every plant on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us medicines through plants.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many benefits
Mm-hmm.
to be had through cannabis, through
I'm going
hemp.
to echo this. I'm echoing it. I'll agree with you. Yeah, and you can put me on the record for that too. Mm-hmm.
And I actually read, I never did make it clear through the entire article, and I think it was called the Exodus effect.
Mm.
I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me. Please do not quote me as saying that. I think it was called the Exodus effect. But it goes way back to the late 1800s
Mm-hmm.
when people in power discovered that people on the street were finding healing through cannabis,
Mm-hmm.
and it was taking away from
The pharmaceutical industry.
pharmaceutical industry,
I'll say it. The pharmaceuticals.
and therefore they lobbied the government
Mm-hmm.
to make it illegal.
Mm-hmm.
The government got a patent on it,
Mm-hmm.
and the government continues to hold a patent on cannabis,
I don't, I,
which
yeah. Well, I would say I can't, I'm not going to say what pharmaceutical, just Google if you want to know which pharmaceutical company I'm talking about. But we have a large pharmaceutical company in Indianapolis, And I've heard that they're part of the reason why it's not becoming legal. But I'm not going to say which one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they can actually grow low THC. They've done it for a little girl who had deadly seizures, but didn't want her high at work. Charlotte had a normal life. And what I will say to that is there is a company, and I'm not going to say which one it is, but it is a CBD company. Do your own research. This
Mm-hmm.
company came recommended by somebody who knows the developers of it and can back the science of it. And they have uh, 10 milligrams of THC in it, and it's not cannabis, it's the CBD, and it is legal to sell in all 50 states. Do your own research. I'm not here to promote a company or anything, but that is an option. It unfortunately would be the closest thing that for those of us who live in states where it's still illegal, um, it would be probably the closest. But again, have your conversations with your doctors, especially if you're on any kind of prescription medications, because there could be an interaction. And I wouldn't want anybody
Right.
to have a negative interaction. But I have a family member that lives in upstate New York, and it's recreational. I'll just be straight with you. New York is recreational. And so they can grow cannabis. And let me just say, I have watched this person be in so much pain and on narcotics, a whole host of narcotics. He came off all of his narcotics and he's using cannabis that he's growing and living his life the way that he should be, pain free. And it's so aggravating to me coming from the veteran side of this. And I'm going to get a little bit here, but veterans, they're saying, the science is saying that it helps veterans with PTSD. I'm not saying it, the research is saying it. And it's frustrating for me being a caregiver of a veteran and knowing so many veterans
Mm-hmm.
that can't get access to it. But the VA wants to pump these veterans full of pills. They're pill pushers, and not just narcotics. I'm talking a lot of different kinds of medications.
Yep.
And yet our state continues to be a disservice to veterans. And they sit back in our capital and go, oh, we're all for veterans. And I'm sitting here going, if you are, why not entertain the idea, even if it's medicinal, like you have to have a doctor oversee it? That's my personal opinion. Why can't a doctor oversee it to make sure that they're getting the right dosing, to make sure that they're not, it's not, somebody's like watching, they know the person, you know what I mean? The medical side of things. Why are we not doing that to help people, our veterans, the people that have, I'm sorry, but they've gone to war? That's much worse than taking an herb. I mean, hello.
I
That's my personal opinion. And of course, people with seizures, kiddos with seizures. I mean, it's such a disservice. But I'm coming from the caregiver world with the veterans.
absolutely. I want more than anything to get off of the drugs I'm on. But I miss a dose and I'm right back to where it feels like I have a million bugs crawling inside of me because of the pain.
And that's not the way to live life.
No. If I didn't have the medication that I have, if I was not taking, I take 150 milligrams of topiramate or Topamax morning and night.
How many milligrams?
150.
Okay.
150 of topiramate in the morning, 150 at night. I take 20 milligrams of oxycodone morning and night. I take 5 milligrams of methadone morning and night. That's just so that I can function, and I could bump it up. I told my doctor, I said, I don't want to take any more than I absolutely have to function.
Yeah.
I want the
You want
bare
to stay-
minimum.
Yeah. 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 No, Sir Grace was on that, and I can tell you what the max dose, the VA. I agree with Jesse on this too. I'm not saying that it's always the VA, but it really, in this case, they put. I want you to hear the dose. You ready, Karma? Topamax, topiramate. They had him at one point on 1,200 milligrams 3 times a day. That is the max that you can be on Topamax, and they put him
Yeah.
right there. That was like one of the first ones. I'm like, they did that without me knowing. And that was one of the first ones that I said, it must go. That is too high of a dose. 12, hey, walk around.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, because it's
Once you
heavy, and
hit
then your brain is like, the cognition is even worse.
once you hit about 150 a day, then um you get the brain fog.
Well, now take in 1,200 milligrams
I can
three
only
times a
imagine
day.
where he was.
I
I
mean, that
I
is what.
have the Topamax brain fog. And then because I take it along with the methadone and the oxycodone,
Mhm.
then I'm at risk for kidney stones. But I'll tell you
Mhm.
what, without that, I am in literal writhing pain. I can't sit still. I'm in the bathroom every 10, 15 minutes because this pain that I have throughout my body is sitting there agitating my bladder
Mhm.
constantly. It's agitating my entire body without it.
Mhm.
That's where I was before they discovered Topamax would help me. I'm allergic to Neurontin. I'm allergic to Lyrica, which are the top two that they give you when you live in chronic pain,
Mhm.
when you have nerve pain.
Yeah, Neurontin is gabapentin for those who don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. And so I can't take those two.
Right.
Um, and all the other things, traditional, conventional medications that they've tried me with, I cannot take. So on a whim, my doctor tried me on Topamax, and it was like, oh my gosh, I can function. I can live. I'm not in writhing pain.
That's good. That's
So
good.
which do I do? Do I drop the topiramate so that I don't get kidney stones and live in writhing pain
Yeah.
and hope that I don't go completely out of my mind
It's
emotionally and
yeah, it's kind of like I want to go. Oh, let me think. How do I say it? Dang if you do, dang if you don't. I'm gonna say it like that.
right. Or do
Yeah.
I take the medication that keeps me functional and keeps my mind out of the darkness and risk kidney stones?
Hmm. Yeah. It's not. And I'm not sitting back saying. I mean, I have heard this before. Some people it doesn't work for, but he didn't care. Yeah, but some people it actually works for them.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have seen so many veterans in the veteran community that have been in so much pain and chronic pain. And I'm talking about like, I'm talking the wounded warrior side of things, like combat wounded. And I have seen them get up and I have seen them live their lives and still be able to function. They don't drive
Well,
whenever they take it, so they're responsible. But it's like they're able to come off their narcotics and some of these other medications, which I'm not saying don't take your medications. For
no, no, no,
when you
no,
get
no.
a
That's not what
prescribing
I'm
for a
promoting either.
reason, we're not saying that. But I have witnessed people being able to use cannabis and under a doctor's guidelines, especially. But now my family member in New York grows it, so whatever. I guess. Well, he also is medical too, but so his doctors know. But I have seen people get up off the couch and physically able to go do the things that they love. Whether it be woodworking or gardening or just doing housework. It's little things, and this working so well for people as an option. That's where I get frustrated with. If and I'm not even interested in for myself. I have pain. I don't have chronic pain, but I have pain. I mean, my goodness, my arm still hurts. And I just got diagnosed with scoliosis. How old am I? And I just got diagnosed with scoliosis. I'm like, all that back pain, I'm
Yeah.
not interested in for me. I'm looking for myself, just putting heat patches and getting into my float tank. You know what I mean? But
Well,
if there's an option for somebody that works better, that's a natural that God had made, why are we holding it back? And again, I mean, to Jesse's point, he didn't care. There are even herbal remedies that, like apple cider vinegar, it made it
mhm,
worse for me. I can't do apple cider vinegar. It made my Barrett's worse, and we have imaging to prove it. It doesn't work for me. But am I thinking that it's not going to work for everybody? For somebody else? Well,
right,
try it. I mean, do it
right.
under your doctor's. Go for it. But for some people, I mean, a lot of people, I should say, at least in the combat wounded side, I have seen, for people who live in states that it's legal, I've seen great things come out of it.
Um, for those who don't want to take it internally, they do, and I heard this from a nurse with
Mm-hmm.
severe back pain.
Mm-hmm.
She would cross into Oregon
Mm-hmm.
and buy the spray.
Mm-hmm.
And before she would go to work every morning, she would spray her back down with the
Mm-hmm.
spray,
And do it topically so it doesn't get into your
take it
liver.
topically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think she said that on her lunch break, she would spray down again. And then when she got home, she would spray down again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how she would get through her days,
Yeah.
is just by spraying it on topically.
Mm-hmm.
So there are other
Options.
options
Yeah.
aside from taking it internally, and
Right.
you can still get the benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And so that don't give up. If
Yeah.
you try it one formula,
Right.
look into other formulas,
Right.
other options
Right.
before you just throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. And there are CBD topicals too. Now I use a CBD one that we get from, it's kind of funny because it's the podiatrist sells it because for foot pain. So, and it's not even my podiatrist. I can't see this doctor because he doesn't accept my insurance, but he'll see Sir Grace because he has a different kind of insurance than me. Go figure. But anyhow, so it's CBD and CGB. It's a mix of the two. And I love topical compound pain creams that is
Mhm.
overtaking a Tylenol or a Motrin. I would rather do it topically because it doesn't get into the liver, but when you apply it to the location, it's targeting exactly where you need. And again, I'm doing this because I hurt my shoulder at the gym. But anyhow, so but but no, I love the CBD topicals. And I buy that in at the doctor's office in my state. So that way I'm staying legal because it was
Mhm.
important to me since we live in a state that's not legal. But there are things that you can do. I just wish Indiana would get on board medicinally and let those who need it as an herbal
Mhm.
alternative to some of these harsher things be able to be afforded that option.
Yeah, Idaho too.
Yeah, yeah. But unfortunately, we're stuck. And I'll be honest with you, we've had 5 doctors, 4 are VA doctors, ask us to move to Kentucky because it's
Wow.
medicinal. And we're 15 minutes from legalization. But because of the housing market, Glenda can't afford a housing market right now. It's just too expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, take that into consideration. 5 doctors, 4 VA.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been taking too much Tylenol. Yeah. A lot of people can't take that. That messes with the liver. Again, what we were talking about is all personal opinion, and always talk to
Exactly.
your
Absolutely.
doctor. Don't stop taking meds either. Like if your doctor prescribes it, do it under doctor's
Absolutely.
care.
This is all my own personal opinion.
Yeah, mine too.
What my thoughts are on
Yeah.
cannabis
And don't do anything
and
illegal either.
such.
Don't do
Yeah.
anything
I
illegal.
I am literally 23 miles from the border of Oregon, and I will not cross the border, and I
Neither
will
will I.
not. It's not worth it.
Neither will I. Neither will I.
Now,
And
if I happened to be in Ontario and I wanted to try it and I had a designated driver, I might buy a single gummy.
yeah, in
I
all
won't be like the nurse that I talked to and go over and buy the spray, bring it back home. I'm not going to do that.
no,
I
same here.
wouldn't.
No, no.
I'm
It's
not willing to take that risk.
no, same here. Same here. It's important to be legal within your state. It frustrates me. That's where I'm at in life. And I think that's where this girl needs to go sit down with her senators and congressmen. I'm not afraid to sit with them. Really should just go do it and say that we're doing a disservice to people, not letting veterans make their exactly. We are not doctors.
Right.
But I am speaking from what I have shared some things that what doctors have said. There are doctors that have said to me that that is actually a better option.
Yeah. Speaking of doctors,
Oh, segue.
yes, nice segue.
I love it, girl. You got it.
Yeah. You may have noticed I did not do Meet Me Monday on Monday yesterday.
No, you did
Well,
not.
there's a good reason for that because we are doing a very, 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 very special edition of Meet Me Monday on Thursday. Um, I have an incredible, incredible opportunity to interview a really unique doctor who has a YouTube channel. And her name is Dr. Lauren Baker, and her YouTube channel is Animal Ranch Care. And she lives in the greater Houston area. And she is a chiropractor. And she started her practice working with humans, and she continues to work with humans. However, she is an animal chiropractor, and she travels all over Texas. Um, she also travels to other states for conferences and um, educational opportunities. And she has graciously agreed to come on Thursday and do an interview with me and answer all of your questions. We will continue to do the typical format where I ask her questions about herself, and we get an opportunity to get to know her on a personal level. And then we will find out about her channel. And then at the end, we will entertain all of your questions about chiropractic care, about, thank you for dropping that link. Um, could you also, one of you, drop the link to the live uh, for Thursday? Um, it is going to be so fascinating. Thank you for being here, Christy. I appreciate it. Um, Dr. Lauren, she is so down to earth. She is real people. She is funny. She is, um, she's in tune. She's in tune with her people that she meets with. Uh, I can tell you a story about um, a horse that she has had opportunity to work with. Um, the way that I met her is through another channel that I have followed for 4 years, I believe. And this little filly had been dropped off at this sanctuary and tied to their gate randomly overnight. And another family member found this little filly just standing there patiently at the gate, tied to their gate, and a note had been left in Spanish for the owner of the sanctuary, basically telling them, we no longer can afford to feed her, but we know that you're going to take good care of her, and please give her a good home. Well, they couldn't work with her. They couldn't figure out why she wouldn't listen to them. Dr. Lauren showed up for the first time to meet her and just held her little face in her hand and looked deep into her eyes and then just started speaking Spanish to her. And just was going on and talking. And this little filly's ears perked up and she raised up and she just started listening. And they started communicating back and forth.
Oh,
Dr. Baker was able to read this horse and communicate with her and discovered this horse wasn't listening because she couldn't understand English. She only understood Spanish. She had come from a Spanish family. She only understood Spanish. And eventually, now this filly has become absolutely the sweetest. She's really matured, and yeah, she didn't know English, and she has learned English, and she now understands commands and everything. And but she listens to her patients, whether they're human or animal. And right now, she's having opportunity to work with draft horses at this same sanctuary. She works with humans, as I said, in her clinic. She she goes and works with show animals, whether it's cattle, horses, cats, dogs. She has adjusted snakes.
I need to adjust my disabled hen. I have a disabled hen.
She could
I
do
would,
it.
I seriously wish she'd be closer because I would, no joke, I would put her in, I'd give her an opportunity to work on my little girl. I would love that. There's nothing like that in our area for, we have a chiropractor for Sir Grace's dog, but she
Mhm.
only works on dogs and cats.
She
I
has,
would love to have her come and take care of my little hen. I mean that genuinely.
yeah, she could do it. She's done chickens. But she is she is so sweet. She is so intuitive. Um, and she's down to earth. She um she travels with her mom too. She and her mom go on road trips together. They just got back from Dallas from a road trip not too long ago, and they cut up and they have the most fun, and they share their road trip. They do a weekly live together. Her husband is affectionately known as Handsome Tim,
Hmm.
and he has a channel, um, and he made T-shirts for them for one of their road trips. It was Thelma and Louise 2.0 for her and her mom, and you guys are gonna just love them. I
I'm
love
really
her.
excited about this interview because, like, I do believe in chiropractors for animals. I genuinely do. I've seen it work. Sir Grace's dog, I shared this with Karma, but several years ago, he's trained to go underneath of tables. And so he went underneath of a medical table. And it's my fault because I was the handler at the time. Sir Grace was in the hospital. and the medical tables have the bolts underneath, and he hit his C-spine on one of those bolts, and he could not get his head up. And it was because of a chiropractor who worked her magic on him. And then she also wanted him to do cold laser therapy. Oh, by the way, if you ever get to see cold laser therapy for a human, you have to wear goggles. They had him on the dog too. And he looked just like Sir Grace, because Sir Grace wears like these glasses that
Oh,
they
cool.
only let in 4% light. So I got a picture somewhere. I have to go back and looking for it, but of the dog and him, the dog's getting cold laser therapy, and the two of them are together with their glasses on. It's the cutest thing ever. But I watched that dog be able to lift his head back up within 48 hours after chiropractic services. And it's funny because a lot of people, when we were doing this, was like, a chiropractor for an animal? Really? Really?
It
Really?
is so cool to watch the animals, like especially horses.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a horse where they'll curl their lip up and it looks like they're laughing?
Yes.
There's a certain reflex that's called.
Okay.
And she explains everything that she's doing when she does these videos.
Yeah.
And she explains why they do this, and that it's a release
Oh, wow.
when they're doing this, after an adjustment. And a dog, when they do the adjustment, if they shake real good, it's a release.
Mm.
And she goes through and she talks about everything that she's doing and why and how it works. And she explains everything
Mm.
really, really well.
That's amazing.
If you've ever wondered about chiropractic care and you've ever thought, I don't know. I don't know if that's for me. You need to be here. You
Yeah.
need to be a part of this interview and hear her explain it. If you don't know how to pick a chiropractor for your personal care or for your pet, you need to be here. You need to talk to her. You need to hear what she has to say. She can guide you.
Yeah.
Um, I can't impress enough how important this interview is for your own personal health journey
Mm-hmm.
or that of your pet. Um, it's just, I was against chiropractic care for a long time. And the more that I've watched her, the more that I've listened to her, the more I'm thinking my insurance will pay for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my insurance will cover chiropractic care.
Ours does not.
And I'm thinking, okay,
Yeah.
I have a lot of problems. I need to make sure that whoever I choose can handle the problems that I have. So now I'm at a place where I want to ask the questions. What questions do I need to ask to make sure that I'm picking somebody who can handle the problems that I have? Because I don't want to go to just anybody.
My question would be, are you ever going to come up to the Kentuckiana area? Because I will bring my little hen, and I could use an adjustment too. I'll pay you if you'll come up.
I know she goes that direction, but I don't know. I don't remember
We
how
have horse
far.
farms in Kentucky,
Yeah.
and this is a huge racing community, horse race. Because
Actually, she was just in Kentucky not long ago.
I'm sorry, my sour face. Because I could have used her. I would have met her if she came to Kentucky. I'd meet her anywhere in Kentucky. Me and my little hen. What do you need? I'll take an adjustment, and my little hen needs it. I'm not even playing. I'm being serious. Ask her for
I
me.
know.
When are you going back to the Kentuckiana area? Because you got a client. That's my question for her, because I can't find a poultry vet. Well, I finally have a poultry veterinarian, but he's just in the medical side of things. He does not do the chiropractic care, but he's an excellent poultry veterinarian. Went to school for it and everything. But we really need a chiropractor for her. And I'm not playing. If you could
No,
see
I
her
know
in
you're not.
person, it's hard to watch her. She's been like that for 2 years, and I know it's in her hips. I know it's in her hips, and I know she needs a little adjustment. get some relief.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
that's going to
anybody,
be such
anyway,
an amazing,
be
amazing.
here, be here Thursday, 1 o'clock Mountain, 3 o'clock Eastern.
Oh,
Share it, share it, share it, share it. I want to see the biggest audience I've ever had for this live.
absolutely.
It's important.
Oh, it's going to be a fun one. I'm excited.
It
Now, like
is.
I told her, I said, I'm not sure that I'll be able to catch it live, but I'm going to definitely catch it on replay if I can't catch it live. I'm going to do my best to be in the live because I might have questions for her, but if I can't, I'm going to watch the replay 100%, 100%, because that's going to be such an interesting and good one.
I know that I can have her for at least an hour, hour and a half. We're hoping to be able to have her for a full 2 hours. So
If I don't get in there, ask her for me. When are you going back up to the Kentucky area? I mean that too, because I will. Crazy
I
Glenn.
will let her know. I will let her know.
Oh, that's going to be wonderful. I'm super excited. And Saturday, I'll be doing. Oh, wait, you're not doing thoughts for Thursday then, because she's going to fly
I'm
you.
I am going to try to record it
Good.
tonight
Good.
or tomorrow, and then if I can't get it done tonight for tomorrow, then I will try to get it done tomorrow for Friday.
Okay. Okay.
So I know I'm really behind on it. Every time I think I've got my kittens healthy again, then they get sick again.
Oh, that's not good.
I am really, really having a battle, and I can't find homes for them until I can get them healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did get an appointment for 2 boys to get the snip,
Mm-hmm.
and that is for the 17th.
Good.
So 2 little boys are going to get the snip on the 17th.
Great. 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 Great.
Yeah, but they got to be healthy.
Mm-hmm. So lots of prayers so she can get them in.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. I'm sorry, I kind of chuckled. I don't know if you could hear Sir Grace laughing, but my door is open and he just let out this big old cackle, and it was funny listening to him. So, I don't know if anybody else heard it, but Sir Grace is laughing down there. But
Hey, Sir Grace.
he can't hear. I'm in my office, but so then Saturday I will be live at 4:45 for Talk About It. Not Talk About It, for Lazy Saturday Night. Oh my God, I'm going to be talking about all the things on Lazy Saturday Night. No,
Last time I said I was karma with Talk About It Tuesday.
Okay, so it's Lazy Saturday Night Chat. And then I decided on Sunday to drop a short video of my all-time favorite interview I've ever done, in honor. Her name was Georgette. She was a caregiver for her husband, who was a combat wounded warrior.
Awesome.
We know each other through the foundation that we volunteer for, which is the Elizabeth Dole Foundation. It's a foundation that's for military and veteran caregivers. We advocate for our peers, both at the local, state, and national levels. I've actually been on Capitol Hill advocating for legislation, and so has she. I never actually got to meet her in person. Unfortunately, she lost her battle with brain cancer, and Sunday is the anniversary of that. So I decided to share my very favorite interview I've ever had, and it's with a fellow Elizabeth Dole fellow, Miss Georgette. And we know that Heaven gained wings a couple of years ago on Sunday. Unfortunately, her husband graduated to heaven too. So please keep them in prayer. But the clip is really good, and so you'll have
I'm
to
looking
see it.
forward to it.
It's only like 30 seconds, and I dropped the link to the original interview if you want to go back. I mean, like, this is like way back. So when I used to do interviews, which I don't do anymore, but it is in honor of Georgette. So just keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers on that day is what I ask.
If I'm not mistaken, if I've got all my dates right, this Sunday, I am going to be on the Survival Seeds
Oh,
live
yeah.
as the guest speaker.
Oh, how wonderful. What an
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah. Kaylee invited me to come up and speak. Um, I feel kind of out of place this year because my garden is non-existent thanks to the water situation, but I'm going to go up, do the best I can with what I have to work with.
You still
And
have a lot of experience and you have a lot of knowledge. And I know that the welcome mat is out for a reason. So
yeah.
it's going to be, I think you should still do it. I mean, this is
Oh,
really
yeah.
too, you know?
Yeah. And then on Monday, I have to confirm this, but I believe Monday, the girls are going to be my guest for Meet Me Monday.
Oh,
So
let me tell you, those girls are so sweet and so talented and so
they
knowledgeable. We're
are.
talking about the Vineyard Chicks. Just want to make sure we share who we're talking about. I
BC Family Homestead.
Yes, those girls, their parents must be absolutely proud of them. Because I know I would be as a mother if my kiddos were like that. I mean, I'm proud of my kids. I don't mean it like
Mhm.
I'm not, but just like there's just
They
such
really
smart,
are.
kind, talented because they play music. Um, oh, just wonderful girls. Sweet, sweet, sweet young ladies shining
Yeah.
a light, taking on a big collab too. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. So,
Yeah.
wow, that'll be awesome. And then Tuesday, we'll be back here for Talk About It Tuesday at
Yeah.
5 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Mountain. So, we hope to have you guys back.
Yeah.
So, thank you to everybody for being here and hanging out with us for almost 2.5 hours. Girl, can you believe
Oh
that?
my
Just
gosh.
blown. And thank you
We
to
don't have
everybody
gift
that's
gab
watching
or
on the
anything.
replay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I talked over you. Say that again, sweetie.
I said we don't have the gift of gab or anything.
No. No, I think Sir Grace is probably enjoying the time away from me for a little bit because I'm a motor mouth. I'll go down there. I'll you off in a minute. Don't you worry. He's not gonna like miss out on nothing. I'm getting ready to go back down and
Except for dinner.
well, he's kind of in a fin for himself because I didn't eat lunch until 4 p.m. Eastern time. So I think maybe he probably will have to have a bowl of cereal tonight. But anyhow, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. Not everybody can be as cool as Lisa now. Okay. Lisa's over there working in the kitchen all the time, making Jesse his popcorn or his meals.
Oh, you know what I'm going to be trying?
What are you trying?
Um, I had a little personal sized watermelon and we haven't gotten it eaten up. I saw a post on Facebook. I hardly ever go there, but I happened to see this post. You take your watermelon and you slice it all up, cube it, whatever, and then you blend it, make a puree out of it, and then you boil it down until it makes like a real thick syrup.
Oh,
And you have, or like a spread, you
yeah.
just cook it down and cook it and cook it and cook it until it makes like a pear. Have you ever had pear honey?
Yep.
Till you cook it down till that consistency.
Okay.
And you have a watermelon spread. That's the only ingredient is your watermelon.
I wonder if it would freeze well because then in the wintertime, when you're like wanting a little bit.
I'm going to be using this leftover watermelon that's not getting eaten, taking all those seeds out of it, and I'm going to be blending that up, and I'm going to be making some watermelon spread.
Now you're making me wonder because Jesse teased me a little bit in my latest video. I caught what he said. I'm growing all kinds of melons and they're different sizes, and some of them are still working on getting bigger melons. So I have a lot of melons. I have cantaloupe going right now, and then my Kajari melons are coming in. So I'm wondering if I could do that with if you can do that with other kinds of melons.
If they have a high sugar content, I would think you could.
Why not? Maybe that's an experiment.
Just blend them up, make a puree out of it, and then cook them down because they've already got their sugar. Now, I would think that you would want to either put them in a freezer bag or,
Sure.
and
Yeah,
then freeze them,
sure.
because otherwise, I don't know how you would actually process them to can them. But I love freezer jam. I
Oh, I
think
do
it has a
too.
better flavor than actual canned jam.
I agree with that one. I think you should always have some on the shelf, but the freezer, I could not agree more. It tastes so much better. It's fresher. And I did see this comment. I'll check that out here in a little bit. Miss Rebecca, she sent me one the last
Oh,
week and I got to
awesome.
see it and it looked beautiful. Well, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will see
Yeah.
you next week. Same time, same place.
Same channels.
That's right. And bring your tacos. We love having tacos in the house. I could
Yeah.
eat a couple tacos myself.
Who knows? You might win a t-shirt next week, or it could be the week after.
I know, right? So
I don't
stay
know.
tuned.
But you'll want to
Thank-
be here if you want a t-shirt.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a great week.
You
Be
too.
here Thursday.